Hey YouTube, how are you all doing? Lego Leprechaun here again with another Batcave update. I have to say I'm a bit guilty now because I said in the last Batcave update that I would do a city update first. And I just got stuck into this, guys. If any of you know from doing mocks or have done them or are doing them, you know, you're creating as well as building at the same time. And in this case, I just kind of got into a flow and a rhythm, and just one idea popped out after the other. And as you can see it here now, this is the work that has been done. So to everybody that has subbed and that have commented and that have liked, thank you so much. Thank you so much for following me on Instagram as well. And for those of you that are new to my channel and have subbed to me and like videos since the last video, I thank you so much as well. I'm very, very grateful. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get cracking and we'll show you what I've done since the last update. Okay guys, so just as I gave a sweep by a second ago, and I'm just kind of giving an overall before I pin into one corner itself. So as you can see here, since the last update on this side, there's nothing been done, as you can see, bar a good friend of mine lighting up the four rooms. So basically we have the weapons room, the suits room, the gym, and the trophy room. Now, the suits room is specific, guys, because, again, as I said, the friend did a great job on this. He's lit up every pod with the suit inside in it. It's kind of shining bright there now. But depending on what angle you kind of look at it, if you kind of come up here a little bit, it should be a little bit more darker than what it would be if I'm down here looking in. It gets very white. The camera isn't doing it justice as what it would be if you were standing here looking at it, but just to give you the idea on it. And then we've got the suits room over here, or sorry, not the suits room, the weapons room, which is grand and bright, and again the yellow and black just play the part nicely. And then up here, trophy room. Now I have lights for it, but this is the light from the ceiling coming down on this one. I did put a light into this one. As you can see, it's a little bit more brighter here. So a tad too bright, guys, for today because it's quite sunny outside as well and things are a bit white and shiny here. But I just let you know that that's the progress on this. And then I suppose we give an overall here to what's been done, and just then I'll pan into each one. So as you can see, the last update had the bat wing straight in the corner there. And since then I managed to put the Lego spaceship that came out at the time that the Lego movie, Lego Batman movie was out, first or second wave. And then over here I didn't know what I was going to do, and eventually we just stumbled upon putting up the scutler, which I'm delighted with because I just didn't want a massive wall of grey, you know. And then we managed to put water in as well, guys. And in this case I wanted a different shade underneath the blue, so it wouldn't be just all blue. I wanted something dark which would give the impression that the water's getting deeper. And my girlfriend turned around and said, why don't you just do the black in the shape of a bat? And it absolutely worked perfect. I'm so thrilled with it, so kudos to her. And for participating and putting up with all my building. So that turned out quite well. I was happy with it. So starting here, guys, since the last update, as you can see, the wing was what I had done, and I had shelved this up. And then what I managed to do here is I wanted to kind of bring another shelf along here, okay, because I didn't want to end it, seeing as we kind of got a run of it from there and right down here as well. And what I wanted to do was just show that that part of the cave has a bit of horizontal shelving as well. When I say shelving now, ledges or platforms or whatever you want to call it, cave rock. So I had started with kind of coming out from over here, and I wanted to build a kind of a tunnel because, as the ideas were just coming, I said the boats are in the corner, and why not have an area here where you can see the boats going out, because I was originally just going to come off the front of the cave to get the impression that that's how the boats go away or go out. But in this case I said, you know, why not put a tunnel so they just go underneath that and out to the cave. And then I just kind of built it up, and I went in first, as you can see here, like just in, and then it just literally comes out. And when the out part comes, I said, you know, why don't I put a ledge there? So done a ledge, and we put a little kind of mock set of steps down here, and the same here to the panel of where he goes up and into the rocket. But before we go up there, this is what I done here with this. Now here you can see the two kind of grids where the actual flames would go out. There's lights already there that I have to push on to get them on, so I'll have them eventually on a switch so they'll stay permanently on. In the last update we done these ledges here, and when I just kind of finished it, I thought, I could have put a few cracks and holes in them, and it was too late then because it was all pinned in at the back of it. So in this one I decided to do that, and in doing so it just kind of gives the impression that the heat from the rocket would have cracked some of the rock around it. That's what I'm using anyway. So yeah, so to stabilize that, then we had a lot of, I suppose, well, not a lot, but I mean a bit of technical going behind just to pin it up. And we gave it the look of a kind of a station, not as big as what I would like to have done it, because if you see a real rocket launch station, it's like a spaghetti junction with pipes and cranes and everything you can see. So we put a kind of a launching office down here. Literally come out the steps, out the door, up the steps, and then we have the bat suit that he puts on, and then he goes along here, and we go up the steps, the ladder, excuse me, and I'll have some kind of a little platform eventually to come from there out to the rocket face, just to show that it's all accessible, So yeah, guys, so that was the rocket, so I'm quite happy with that. And as we come over here, as you can see just on the way over, actually, as I'm here, see all this rock here. I mean, it's just a lot of intense building rock all the way around. And I just came to this area. If you look at my last update, I have nothing on this left hand side here, and I thought I just can't cover it with a mass amount of grey rock again, just full on, So I wanted to put something in there that has again, a bit of contrast, just offers a bit of change. And as you can see, what does make the change here is the yellow. Now we know that the yellow is the main thing. The yellow and black is the main thing of the back colours anyway. So to break up again all that rock, which I love, and it's the idea of a cave, but again, too much of it can be a little bit too intense for too long when it's running along cave walls. So with the yellow, it just brings out that kind of brightness. And I just decided, again, like in this case, we've just got main panels over here. They're tiles. They're literally pat tiles in yellow. So I put an order in for them, and I put them up there. And again, credit to the girlfriend. She said, why don't you just use the yellow Lego panels, or shall I say Lego boards, base plates, just the other way around, and just to show that it's like a kind of an industrial paneling, so works perfect for me anyway. And again, I kind of built a kind of a masonry brick wall by the way the bat had built it, and there's bits of rock sticking out here and there, and then it took first of all the work that's in getting the rock to make it look like rock, or shall I say the grey pieces, the ins and outs can be quite tough, especially around this area here. It was a killer. And then over here was the exact same. I went on forever and ever going in and out and try not to get patterns too much the same. I did a little bit here now to show that sometimes that can happen in a cave where you might see the same slope 3 times out, but other than that it's all mixed and it's quite intense to do, So with the scutler here, I had built a kind of a flat wall up with rock here and there coming out, and eventually we got to the top. Sorry now for the sun, guys, it's bright in there and that. So we clipped his feet in then at the top with 2 Technic pieces here, and they just nicely go in, and I pulled them back, and that's what hooks him, the scutler himself, in. Excuse me. And then we just have 2 little shelves here for his 2 feet to stand on. So yeah, so I think now it kind of turned out well enough to what I would have hoped, and it's completed this corner of the cave as I stand back and you kind of look at it here. Again, guys, forgive me now for the sun, it's quite bright. So if you look there and you look right down, the camera wouldn't be doing it too much justice either here, guys, as well. It's much better to stand in front of. And I had to put this in here because this is a little scene that's out of the actual Batman Lego movie where he's sitting down on that little jet ski. If you look back at it, or if you can remember it, first of all, he's eating, and I did that. And then I actually love the part where he, excuse me, the other way around now, you just get that, where he's playing the guitar. And I just put it because after saving the city, he comes in, sits down, has something to eat, sits on his jet ski, and then gets up and plays a great bit of electric guitar, which just makes me laugh. It's hilarious. So I just put that in there for the crack. As we come along here then, guys, I decided to put in a little bit of rock, flat rock this time, kind of more sharp and jaggedy edged, and we put 3 platforms. So we kind of have a bat pack, whatever you want to call it, where you can fly with it. One of the mechs that I got a while back here, and then I just decided to put a little platform for the helicopter, and then I linked them all up so you can walk down literally from the steps here and up to the platform, which I actually connected the 3 platforms, which bring you to the 2 rooms down below, and eventually excuse me, bring you up around the side here, as you can see, in underneath a little arch there in the rock, and then along to these 2 rooms as well. So it's all turned out, we'd say, fairly good for what I'm, for what I had no, as I said, design with this, guys. I actually started it and I was wondering which way it was going to go. Excuse me. Sorry, no, this is a gimbal I have here and I'm trying to direct it. It's a little bit unfamiliar because I don't use it that much. So yeah, it kind of came out nice, we'd say, to what I'd expected in the first place, and I had no plans for this. I literally would, the first day, looked at it and I had 10 big grey boards, 48 by 48, and I thought, right, where am I going to start with this? And if you look back at 1 or 2 updates, something like that, I just started in the middle and worked out. So yeah, guys, so I want to thank you so much for everything, all your positivity, your comments. Feel free to leave loads more great suggestions. I got some great ideas off you. And yeah, till the next time, Lego Leprechaun out.